that. Just trying to get it all cleaned up. Get all the grime out of it. Use a Scotch-Brite pad here. You don't want any grime in there because at 400 degrees it may melt and create like a wax or a barrier, or it could, you know, carbonize or crystallize and create a burr. So you need it really clean, at least where the bearing goes and all around it, so that nothing runs down in there while it's in the oven. So you know, that way you don't end up with a problem. So I'm just going to clean this up really well and try to get all the grime out of it without actually sanding it or anything, because if you sand it, then you change its dimensions and then it doesn't hold the new bearing the way it should. So we'll keep doing this until we get it nice and clean. Cut.
Rolling.
I'm going to turn my 425, 430, close enough. Start. And let's bake an oven cake. Look at it. Now, uh-oh. Is this gonna fit? We don't ever use this oven for hardly anything, man. We always use our grill. We're rednecks. This proves I'm a factory mechanic beyond the shadow of any doubt. But hey, I got a truck to run. Money to make. Let's cook our hub. Alright. Now it's time to do some freezing. Let's freeze our bearings. This paper towels. Paper towels. Let's freeze some bearings. Oh, I got some food in there. Move the thing. And we got some Jägermeister in there. Oh, that's perfect for today. How about that? Then we take this special sauce. It's the weekend. I'm not driving till next week. But I gotta fix my hub. And we toast to the hub in the oven. May the wife not get too mad.
Oh, she won't.
Oh, Grandpa's cough syrup. That's good stuff. Cut.
You should have said toast to may the hub not warp when it's...
Yeah, maybe the hub not warp too, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Rolling.
Rolling. Let's get a little smoky in here. I gotta open the door. Alright, it's been about an hour and 40 minutes or so. I'm gonna check my hub, and it shows 406 degrees, 405 degrees. Yeah, roughly. So it's ready to go. My bearings, they're showing about 10, 12 degrees. That's close enough. They should go in. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Anyways, little disclaimer, do not try this at home. I am not a professional. I'm just trying to fix my truck. So, let me get this thing. I'm going to set it on an old cutting board that we don't hardly use anymore.
Show what gloves you're wearing.
They're old welding gloves.
Yep.
Because this thing's going to be hot.
Yep.
I'm going to throw it in there. I'm going to drop it in. You can wish me luck. I'm going to grab my bearings and throw them in there and pray that it goes in before it cools off. Ready?
And it goes in there straight, huh? Yeah.
Alright, here we go. It's going to burn the crap out of it. Yeah. Grab a bearing. It's the smaller one. I'm going to do the smaller one first.
Yep.
The reason why I'm going to do the smaller one first is because I'm going to drop it back in there. Alright, here we go. Whoa, look at that. Fell right in place. You see
Nice.
that? Perfect. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab this flashlight. Now, it's too hot to handle. I don't know, we'll touch it. And you can see it on the camera right there on that ridge.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay, I'm going to look all the way around and make sure it's flush. It is. Alright. Now, that bearing is down there in place. I don't know if you can see this. You can see that it's loose. I can turn it with my fingers. It's really loose. You see that? It's really loose. You see that?
So and so, yes.
See how loose that is? Alright.
Yeah, it spins
very freely.
That's good.
Let's open the oven. Let's put this thing back in. There's a reason why we're going to do this. We're going to put it back in here for another 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes, and heat that bearing.
Yep.
Because the problem is if I flip it over, bearing's going to fall. So if I heat the bearing with the hub now, it'll stay in, it'll lock in, and once they're both hot, I can flip the hub upside down, drop the other one in. You don't want to do them both at the same time. I've tried doing that a few times. It's a mess. It's a nightmare. You end up fighting with it, and you end up catching the hub on your arm and burning your arm, or it's not fun.
No.
And if you have trouble with one of them trying to go in, it doesn't want to, like the hub's a little out of round or something, then one goes in, one don't.
And it's a hell to get it back out.
It's hell. So this is the easiest thing that I've done. I've done, most of my other hubs, so using that experience, I figure I give some advice. Like I said, don't try this at home because, I don't want somebody to get hurt. Anyways, I'm just doing it to fix my truck. We'll give it a little bit and we'll take the hub back out. We'll give it about 15-20 minutes. Take the hub back out again and make sure the bearing's tight, and then flip it upside down and do the other side. Cut. Alright, now it's been in the oven about 15-20 minutes with the new bearing in the one side. I'm sure the new bearing is nice and hot now, and I'll up the temperature with the rest of the hub. So now I will flip the hub over. Before I do, I want to check the bearing to make sure it's tight. Oh yeah, that thing's in there tight now. You see that? Now it will not even move.
Oh.
No way it's going to move. So we don't have to worry about it falling out. Flip it over. Grab the other bearing out of the freezer. Drop it in. Pray it goes right in. Alright, ready? Oh, it doesn't want to go in. You see that?
Yeah.
That's why we have our hammer. Emergency backup plan.
Yep. Very light.
There she goes.
Nice.
Alright, now she's down all the way. See how it's nice and loose? And I'm going to give it an inspection
With the
to
mirror.
make sure it's seated all the way
Yep.
against the flange. You can see that. Can you see that with the camera? You can look down there. That flange right there, where it meets.
Yeah.
Okay, all the way around. I'm going to check it to make sure that it's seated. And it is. There's nothing in between. Yeah. So now I know the bearing's in place. Both bearings are now in place. So you see how it was a good idea to have something in case you do have some trouble. There's, if you've tried fiddling with it and
It messes
just get
up.
some soft material and tap it until it'll find that spot and it'll drop by itself most of the time. I've had a couple that were out of round once that you had to actually tap it all the way in, but it doesn't take much at all. In fact, I probably could have just done this and it would have worked, but I always make sure I'm prepared. So that's how you put the bearing races, the outer race or the outer bearing race in the hub. Now we've got it in both sides, and the hub's ready to be put back on. All we got to do is lube up the new bearings, make sure our tone wheel's nice and clean, clean the axle up a little bit, and start reassembling everything. But we're gonna have to wait for it to cool off. So in the meantime, my wife said, "Hey, it's cool you used the hub for the oven. It's an old oven anyway. She wants a new one." But she doesn't mind, really. My wife's pretty cool. So I know not everyone's wife would be as tolerant. And the oven hasn't been cleaned, in a while. And she says it needs a good cleaning anyway, so you got to clean that oven once in a while. You're going to cook in there. So we need to give it a good cleaning now. But, you know, we'll get it. And we'll come back when we go put this thing back on. Cut.